Peace and high frequencies, everybody. It's been a minute since I've been telling y'all the dream stories from the actual time capsule and spaceship. So I thought, I was like, hey, I'm getting ready to go to bed. I've been moving around all day. I'm already in my spaceship time capsule. So I'm just going to just make it do what it do, because I feel like this dream has to come out tonight, even though this may not get uploaded until like later. I am doing it tonight before I go to sleep and have another dream. But the dream that last night was very interesting. And I want to go into it. The last few days, I haven't shared my dreams because they were very personal. And it wasn't for the collective. But this one's pretty interesting, so I want to share. So I want to get you all's take on what this was, because first of all, you all know that in a lot of my dreams, I travel with this child. And so I can't really figure out if it was a little girl or a little boy. It kind of felt feminine energy, but then masculine too, so I can't tell if it was a little boy or a little girl. But I had this child, probably about 4 or 5 years old, somewhere in there. And it was like we was at this school. But I was like the overseer over this child, making sure that they didn't do things they were not supposed to. But this child had magical abilities. Like, this child was able to really, it was a gifted child. It's almost like, you are either born as an oracle, or in some, countries and cultures, like they do readings, while you're in the womb of your mother. So they'll know what your actually incarnation objective is. And so they knew this child's incarnation objective, and I was the overseer over this child. And so I was trying to keep this child from going places it wasn't supposed to go. She was like running to the restroom, going through the halls, just everywhere. And I was just like, I can't keep up. Now, it was another masculine energy that I had seen before that was walking past us, and he kind of like side-eyed me. And when he side-eyed me, I felt like he knew who I was, and I recognized his energy, and we were like opposing forces. So I'm just like, okay, I don't know, but I know I got to keep this child away from this energy, because he was out to get the child too, and it was my job to make sure that I kept the child safe. Well, anyway, we get to a point in the hallway, and it felt like it was in a school. And we were getting ready to like battle it out, right? So he goes his 10 paces down the hallway. I'm saying 10 paces, I don't know. But he goes his paces down the hallway, because we had already telepathically stated we was getting ready to go at it. I was where I was. We turned around, and we just started doing this. Well, for some reason, we had this type of fire or electricity that would shoot out from our hands, but it wouldn't shoot out. Mine didn't shoot out, and his didn't shoot out. And we did it again. We like we was moving our hands, like really trying to shoot it out, but it wouldn't shoot out. And so this is when we started talking to each other. Even though we was opposing each other, we were still talking to each other. And he was like, what's going on? And then the crowd had came around, was like, no. And then I told him, I was like, I could feel the tingling in my palms, like the electricity was getting ready to shoot out, but it wouldn't shoot out of my palms. I don't know why. And so he was like, yeah, because I'm used to shooting fireballs and all kind of stuff. Like, he was doing all that. He said it just wouldn't come out. And I said, I don't know what happened to the electricity. I said, I feel like little needles are pricking in my palms, but nothing was coming. It was like it was getting started, like jump starting the car, but it wouldn't ever push out, y'all. So yeah, that was the major part. I would say the biggest part of the dream to me, of that electricity that was going to shoot out of the palms. But also watching over this child that had these magical abilities, that was my responsibility. I don't really know like what it meant by not being able to really shoot out the electricity from my hands, and then the opposing force couldn't either. But this child having these magical abilities, but it was like the child, now by the time we were getting ready to, battle it out, I don't know where the child was, where the child ran off to or anything. I have no clue. But I know at that point, me and the opposing force were just getting ready to go at it, but I could feel the energy in my hands, and I didn't even said it in the dream. So yeah, y'all, that's what I wanted to share. If you have any thoughts on that, let me know. I've had all day to really, contemplate and think about it, and nothing really came to mind about what it really all meant. A part of it was kind of like maybe trying to utilize our powers in a realm that isn't of a higher frequency wasn't allowed. That was part of it. And then, that's the only thing that came to me. Because normally, like, if I need to fly. If I need to levitate, I levitate. I've never shot anything out from my hands. And maybe in a dream, it was letting me know that is a possibility, because I could feel the prickling energy, like electricity was coming from my palms. I also was thinking about just the hands being healing too. So I thought about, the electricity and the energy from our palms is healing, and being able to like send out energy or lay hands on people, or even laying hands on myself is healing too. So thinking about it from that standpoint as well, of not just, the symbolism of what we were doing in the dream, but the fact that the palms hold healing powers. Just like, at church, because, I always refer to church because I grew up in the church for almost all my life. And, you go to church and they lay hands on you, because you shoot out energy from the crown of your head and also your palms. You release energy out from there. So when people don't feel good, they grab their stomach, or if they hurt their knee, we rub the knee on the child. When we have a headache, we rub our temples with our palms. So all of these things come from our palms. So that's another thing that's coming to me, is the fact that, these palms are healing. And there's electricity. There's this electric energy that was possibly activated in the dream that's giving me more of a awareness to know that I have the power to heal within my hands. And I can lay hands on myself. I can lay hands on other people. I can lay hands and shoot out energy with people not even around me, to send out healing, or even to receive as well, because it was electric. Yeah, so that was my dream message that I wanted to share. Of course, I'm getting ready to lay it down. And I found this beautiful, I like it because it says dream on here, y'all. So when I found these pillowcases, I was like, ooh, dream, that's what I do. This is my thing. So these are just for me. So as always, I'm getting ready to lay it down. But you know what? I'm going to always leave you in peace and